July 15th, 2020, 4:17 p.m. Barack Obama's Twitter account posts a message to his 129 million followers. I am giving back to the community. All Bitcoin sent to the address below will be sent back doubled.
Some breaking news, a major hack taking place on Twitter targeting prominent accounts.
17 minutes later, Elon Musk's account tweets the same thing. Then Bill Gates, Joe Biden, Kanye West, Jeff Bezos, Apple, Uber. Within 2 hours, 45 of the world's most recognizable accounts blast identical Bitcoin scams across the planet. 130 accounts compromised total. Twitter's infrastructure buckles. The company shuts down core functions. Verified accounts freeze. Even the National Weather Service can't post a tornado warning. $117,000 vanishes in minutes.
Appears to be a major security breach at Twitter.
More of these mystery tweets started popping up late this afternoon and seem to target.
The mastermind behind the biggest hack in Twitter history isn't a Russian intelligence operative or a dark web syndicate. He's a 17-year-old kid from Tampa, Florida, who lives with his mom, drives a white BMW, and wears a Rolex covered in gemstones. Graham Ivan Clark started by scamming Minecraft players. Now, he's hijacked the accounts of presidents and billionaires using nothing but phone calls and fake websites. This is how he did it. Graham Ivan Clark sits in his Tampa bedroom in 2016, playing Minecraft hardcore mode. One death, and the game ends. He's 13 years old, homeschooled, and going by the YouTube username Open. His parents divorced when he was 7. His mom raises him and his older sister. Friends are scarce. Minecraft becomes his escape from reality. But playing by the rules bores him fast. He starts selling rare Minecraft skins and usernames. The catch? He never delivers them. Takes the money, blocks the buyer, moves to the next victim. By 2017, at age 14, Graham pulls $5,000 monthly from Minecraft scams alone. Not bad for a kid with no job, but scamming gamers feels small. He wants bigger targets. 2018, Graham discovers OG Users, an underground forum where hackers trade stolen social media accounts and rare usernames. 4 days later, the forum bans him. But in those 4 days, something catches his attention. A technique called SIM swapping. Boston, 2019. A man walks into an AT&T store claiming he's tech investor Greg Bennett. Lost his phone, needs his number transferred to a new SIM card. The store employee helps him. Process takes a while, so the man leaves. That man wasn't Greg Bennett. The real Greg Bennett sits in his Seattle home talking business with his son when his phone suddenly stops working. He tries logging into email, can't get in. Panic sets in. While Bennett calls AT&T trying to figure out what happened, scammers already control his phone number. They reset his email password through SMS, then his bank accounts, then his cryptocurrency wallets. 164 Bitcoin disappear from Bennett's accounts, worth $856,000 in 2019, over $10 million today. Bennett receives an extortion message signed Scrim, one of Graham's online aliases. We just want the remainder of the funds in Bittrex, referring to Bennett's cryptocurrency exchange account. Authorities recover 100 Bitcoin eventually. 64 remain missing to this day. Bennett later describes his attackers to investigators. A 17-year-old with an accomplice who was very good on a computer. They were actually very efficient. I gotta give them credit for how good they were. Because Graham was 16 at the time, he wasn't arrested. Minors get different treatment. After the Bennett hack, Graham suddenly lives large, moves into his own apartment, buys a white BMW, wears a Rolex covered in gemstones. He's 17 now, still living in Tampa, and he's ready for something bigger than stealing from one investor at a time. Graham wants to hack the platform where everyone watches, where presidents speak, where billionaires announce, where movements start. He's going after Twitter. For weeks, Graham prepares. Uses LinkedIn to research Twitter employees. Collects names, phone numbers, contact information. Studies the company structure. Learns who has access to what. He picks a new alias for this operation. Kirk, like the captain from Star Trek. Time to build a crew. July 14th, 2020. Graham messages someone on Discord. His first collaborator goes by Lowell. We don't know Lowell's real identity, but the New York Times confirmed he worked with Graham. Graham tells him the same story he'll tell everyone. I work at Twitter. I have internal access. Lowell's job is helping sell stolen accounts. Over the next 24 hours, the crew grows to at least 5 people. Mason Shepard joins. He's 19, lives in Bognor Regis on the south coast of England. Online, he goes by Chewan. Unlike Graham, Chewan has a solid reputation on OG users. People trust him. Then comes Nima Fazeli, 22, from Orlando, Florida. His username is Rolex, also trusted on the forum. Graham probably doesn't tell them he's really a 17-year-old scammer from Tampa. Later, a fourth person appears, Joseph O'Connor, 21, username PlugWalkJoe. He's known for SIM swapping and might have been involved in hacking Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey's account earlier. His exact role stays unclear, but he tweets a screenshot showing Twitter's internal admin tools. July 15th, 2020, morning. Graham starts phase 1. He dials Twitter employees, different people, multiple attempts. Hi, this is Eric from the help desk. We're seeing issues with your VPN connection. Some employees get suspicious immediately. A few report the calls to Twitter's fraud monitoring team. But one employee believes him. Your VPN's acting up? Let me send you a new login link. Try this one instead. Graham sends a fake login page. Looks identical to Twitter's real VPN portal. Same colors, same layout, same everything. Just one difference. When the employee enters credentials, they go to Graham instead of Twitter. The employee types username and password. Graham copies them into the real VPN login simultaneously. Now he needs the two-factor authentication code. Graham triggers the 2FA request. Twitter sends an SMS code to the employee's phone. The employee enters it into Graham's fake page. Done. Graham is inside Twitter's internal network. He's essentially sitting at a Twitter employee's computer remotely. But there's a problem. This particular employee doesn't have the right permissions. From this account, Graham can't access the tools to reset passwords or hijack accounts. He needs deeper access. Graham starts digging through Twitter's internal Slack messages, reading conversations, searching for anything useful. Hours pass. Then, jackpot. He finds login credentials for someone in Twitter's legal department. Legal has deep administrative access. They can see everything, do everything, control everything. Graham logs in using the legal employee's credentials. Now he can take over any Twitter account on the platform, change registered email addresses, set new passwords, lock out the real owners. Simple process. Change account email to his own or a buyer's email. Set new password. Done. But Graham needs buyers. Time for phase 2. His reputation on OG users is trash. Nobody will buy from Graham Dollars, the known scammer. That's why he brought in middlemen. Chewan and Rolex have clean reputations. They can sell what Graham steals. Wednesday morning, Chewan posts on OG users. Selling access to any Twitter account. $2,500 to $3,000. Bitcoin only. No small talk. Drop the handle you want and make an offer. He name drops past customers. Social proof. The marketplace comes alive. Buyers message Chewan. Serious offers get forwarded to Graham on Discord. $5,000 for @XX, $3,000 for @Dark. Guy wants them. Also, is @Vampire doable? $5,000 for all three. Sales start rolling in. Thousands of dollars per account. Joseph O'Connor appears to become part of the crew, possibly as a buyer. He posts that screenshot of Twitter's admin tools, showing he's got access too. Behind the scenes, Twitter is starting to investigate. Since early morning, they've been tracking suspicious help desk calls. Login attempts are piling up. It's becoming obvious this isn't just a prank. Someone is deep inside the system. For Graham, the clock is ticking. Eventually, Twitter will catch on and shut him out completely. So he comes up with a bigger plan. A way to squeeze even more money from this hack before it ends. Enter Phase 3. Mid-2020. The COVID pandemic has the global economy in freefall. Stock markets crash. Cryptocurrency values plummet. People are desperate, scared, looking for any opportunity. Graham sees the perfect moment. He launches a website, cryptoforhealth.com. The pitch is simple and irresistible. Send Bitcoin to his wallet and he'll send back double, just like that, to help people during these hard times. Now he just needs to promote it. And he has the perfect marketing tool: access to the most influential Twitter accounts on the planet. Graham targets crypto influencers first. The audience already knows Bitcoin, already trades it. First tweet goes out from @AngeloBTC. Then at least 10 more crypto accounts, all posting the same message. For the next 2 hours, Graham tweets almost non-stop. Major cryptocurrency companies fall one after another: Binance, Gemini, Coinbase, Ripple. Each tweet promises the same thing: send Bitcoin to this address, get double back. Then at 4:15 p.m., Graham changes strategy. He stops using the Crypto for Health website link. Now he tweets his Bitcoin wallet address directly. Simpler, faster, less steps for victims. He wants more reach. Time to leave the crypto space behind and hit the biggest names on Twitter. 4:17 p.m. Elon Musk's account tweets to 37 million followers. I am giving back to the community. All Bitcoins sent to my address below will be sent back doubled. Only doing this for 30 minutes. Graham doesn't stop there. Bill Gates next. Over 15 million followers. Then Kanye West. 30 million followers. Jeff Bezos. Mr. Beast. Barack Obama. Joe Biden. Even corporate accounts. Apple. Uber. In total, Graham breaches over 130 Twitter accounts. He uses 45 of them to blast his crypto scam to hundreds of millions of people. Twitter employees watch in horror. They delete Graham's tweets. He immediately reposts from the same accounts. Delete, repost, delete, repost. Every passing minute, Graham's Bitcoin wallet grows fatter. Most people see through the obvious scam, but the messages come from verified accounts, blue check marks, real profiles of presidents and billionaires. That credibility tricks hundreds. To stretch his reach even further, Graham posts from the same accounts multiple times. Kanye's account tweets the scam, gets deleted, tweets again, deleted, tweets a third time. The last scam tweet goes out from Kim Kardashian's account. Meanwhile, the rest of Graham's crew continues selling rare Twitter usernames. Background noise compared to the main event, but still profitable. Discord messages fly back and forth. I put 1,000 minimum for an OG, 2,500 minimum for premium OG. He said he'll do those for 20. Sounds good. You can trust me by now. I need email for all. 22,000 including criminal? Okay, send me full list of emails and the 22,000 to my Addy. These will be the last sales they make. Wednesday evening. No one at Twitter is thinking about going home. Someone is inside their system, reading Slack messages, accessing sensitive credentials. Twitter makes the drastic decision to pull the plug. The platform announces, unable to tweet or reset your password while we review and address this incident. They limit core functionality across the board. Many verified accounts can't post anything, can't change passwords. Every account that changed its password in the last 30 days gets locked out completely. Twitter is trying to cut the attackers off entirely, and it works. Graham can no longer change passwords, sell usernames, or push his crypto scam. Internally, Twitter starts killing all active VPN sessions one by one. Every employee gets forced offline, including Graham. The hack is over. Lasted just over 2 hours. Slowly, the full picture of the fallout emerges. In the scramble, Twitter didn't just silence celebrities. They locked out news outlets. Even the National Weather Service couldn't post a tornado warning. By late that night, many accounts start working again, but some stay offline longer. Elon Musk won't post for 3 days. Highly unusual for someone who tweets constantly. On the other side of the world in England, Chaiwan wakes up. It's likely the first time he realizes the full scale of what just happened. The others probably feel the same, except Lowell, who had already started getting suspicious of Graham earlier in the day. That night, Chaiwan sends Graham a disappointed message on Discord. The final tally? Graham reportedly walked away with up to $180,000. But authorities had been watching. They alerted major crypto platforms immediately, blocked the wallets tied to Graham, prevented an estimated $1.5 million in additional planned transactions. The Bitcoin that did go through? Authorities seized it, eventually returned to victims. Now comes the manhunt. Tracking the attackers doesn't take long. Chaiwan and Rolex are traced through OG users' accounts, linked email addresses on crypto exchanges, and matching IP addresses. Their digital footprints lead straight to them. We don't know exactly how they got Graham. His case was sealed because he was a minor at the time. But 2 weeks after the hack, authorities make their move. July 31st, 2020. Hillsborough State Attorney Andrew Warren calls a press conference. Today, I am making a charging announcement on the Twitter hack. The first defendant is Mason Shepard, also known as Chaiwan, age 19, of Bognor Regis in the United Kingdom. The second defendant is Nima Fazeli, also known as Rolex, age 22, of Orlando, Florida. The third defendant is a juvenile who we will not further identify. That juvenile is Graham Ivan Clark. He faces 30 felony charges in Florida State Court, 17 counts of communications fraud, 11 counts of fraudulent use of personal information, 1 count of organized fraud over $5,000, 1 count of accessing computers without authorization. His bail is set at $725,000. He pleads not guilty. Mason Shepard is charged in California federal court with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and intentional access to a protected computer. Nima Fazeli faces charges of aiding and abetting intentional access to a protected computer. Because of COVID, Graham's hearing takes place over Zoom. March 16th, 2021. It quickly descends into chaos. Zoom bombers hijack the call. They blast rap music through the audio, stream explicit pornographic content onto everyone's screens. The judge scrambles to kick them out, takes several attempts. Eventually, order is restored. Spring 2021. Graham Ivan Clark accepts a plea deal. He pleads guilty to all charges. The sentence? 3 years in a juvenile detention facility, followed by 3 years of probation. Because Graham was 17 at the time of the hack, he's sentenced as a youthful offender under Florida's Youthful Offender Act. This applies to convicted felons under age 21. Had he been tried as an adult, he would have faced a minimum of 10 years in prison. The 229 days he already spent in pretrial detention count toward his sentence. He serves part of his time in a military-style boot camp. The plea agreement includes strict conditions. He cannot access computers without supervision or permission from law enforcement. If he violates probation terms, he faces 10 years in adult prison. State Attorney Andrew Warren explains the decision. Graham Clark needs to be held accountable for that crime, and other potential scammers need to see the consequences. In this case, we've been able to deliver those consequences while recognizing that our goal with any child, whenever possible, is to have them learn their lesson without destroying their future. February 16th, 2023. Graham walks free from St. Petersburg Community Release Center. He's now on 3 years of probation. What happened to the others? Nima Fazeli? Rolex? Reports vary. Some say he served 3 years in prison. Others point to ongoing negotiations or a possible plea deal. His exact fate remains unclear. Mason Shepherd, Cheywan, still lives in the UK. According to the BBC, he was never arrested or extradited to the United States. If he's ever brought to trial in America, he faces up to 20 years in prison. Joseph O'Connor, Plugwalk Joe, arrested in Spain in July 2021, a year after the Twitter hack. But his charges weren't for the Twitter incident. He was sentenced to 5 years for earlier crimes, including SIM-swapping attacks that stole $794,000 in cryptocurrency from a Manhattan company, cyber-stalking victims, and making bomb threats. According to O'Connor, his only involvement in the Twitter hack was buying a handle for $10,000. Lowell, never caught. Identity still unknown. The final accounting: 360 people fell for the scam. They sent a total of 12.86 Bitcoin, worth $117,440 at the time. Authorities seized the money. It was returned to victims. Graham Ivan Clark wasn't a brilliant hacker. He didn't exploit complex zero-day vulnerabilities or write sophisticated malware. He was a social engineer. He manipulated one Twitter employee with a phone call and a fake website. That's it. That's all it took to compromise 130 accounts belonging to some of the most powerful people on the planet. The foundation of the attack was embarrassingly simple. Graham presented himself as a member of Twitter's IT team. The employee believed him, entered credentials into a fake login page, handed over the keys to the kingdom. With surprisingly little technical skill, Graham collected $117,440 from 360 victims. Had authorities not acted so quickly, he could have stolen much more. His tweets reached hundreds of millions of people. But the real danger wasn't just the money. Graham held something incredibly powerful in his hands: massive reach on a platform that shapes public discourse. Imagine if, instead of a Bitcoin scam, he had posted disinformation from Obama's account during an election, or tweeted false information about a crisis from a government account, or manipulated stock markets with fake announcements from CEO accounts. The Twitter hack exposed a fundamental truth. Even the most secure systems are vulnerable to the oldest trick in the book: social engineering. Twitter's response revealed another problem. Over 1,000 employees and contractors had access to internal admin tools. Each one was a potential target. After the hack, Twitter significantly limited access to internal systems. They implemented better security training, made two-factor authentication more robust, added monitoring for suspicious access patterns. But the lesson extends beyond Twitter. Any platform, any company, any system with human employees is vulnerable to social engineering. Graham proved that you don't need to be a genius to hack the world's most influential people. You just need to be convincing on a phone call. And that's a problem that no amount of encryption or firewalls can completely solve.